Unveiling Africa. My name is and I'm here again on my show with a new series of cooking at home with your family during the quarantine period. We are making Egusi soup today, but by the way, I hope you're all doing fine, and I hope that you're staying safe and that you're doing all the right things to stay COVID-19 free, because we're almost to the close end of this disease, and we're hoping that by following orders and doing all the right things that the doctors and health experts have said to do, that we are staying safe and healthy. So today we're going to be making Egusi soup. We got a lot of rave reviews from the okra soup episode. A lot of people were surprised to see that we used Bitterleaf in okra soup. They were not so familiar with that, and they thanked me for the extra information that they got this time. So hopefully we'll learn some more about Egusi soup. It's a very popular and rich soup in West Africa, especially in Nigeria. And I call it the king's meal because you can have almost everything you want in a soup in this soup. So Egusi soup is made from melon seed, which is from the plant, the gourd plant, or the squash plant, or even the melon plant. But one of the best things I've heard about it is that during times of malnutrition, especially with babies, experts have told us that you could blend water, honey, and the melon seeds, and it creates this milky substance or formation that we can feed the babies, and they become so well nourished once again. So something to think about when we deal with those kind of issues. But let's go right in and delve into our cooking today. And as always, I have my ingredients set up for you all, and I'm going to explain each one. So if you miss my other shows, you might not, you will have the information right there at your fingertips again. So we start off with the main ingredient, which is Egusi. I have mine already blended or ground. You can have the seeds, and we could grind it here, but I just was for sake of time, we have already blended that. And then we have our tomato and red bell pepper and Jamaican pepper, which people call Scotch Bonnet. We also have some kale, some spinach. We have our famous Ngolo here, and this time I have Isam. It's a crustacean as well. It's made from, it's really very, very little sea snails, and they're found in fresh water, and it's really rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which are good for you, and also in protein. It's not very fatty as well. We have our regular crayfish, and we have something new here today, stockfish. We call it stockfish. It's a very, very favorite fish in Nigeria, which gives an added flavor to our soups. We also have dry fish. We have some meat as always, and we have stock broth. So, and our seasonings, no forgetting that, and also palm oil. I know people will say, oh my gosh, you're always eating palm oil, you're always eating meat, but all this can be, brought to your table as the way you want to eat it. So, that's subject to taste, I see. So now we're gonna continue with our blending. We blended some peppers, onions, and tomato here, and we're gonna add our crayfish so that we can start cooking our delicious Egusi soup or melon seed soup. So, how have you been hanging out over there? I know that we have been doing a lot of cooking, like I said, eating, but at the same time exercising, taking long walks so that we do not have fatty bellies or fatty bodies, But it's one of those things. So while we do that, we're gonna start off again. I know some people start off frying their oil with the egusi, but I do it in a different way. This is the way my grandmothers and my fathers taught me. So I start with meat water, broth, meat broth. And some water, some extra water. Like I used last time. I like to use, bottled water. So we bring this to a boil, and then we can now add in our ingredients. This is already blended, like I said. It's filled with onions, peppers, maybe 2 bell peppers, a tomato, some Jamaican pepper, like I said, all subject to your own taste, I don't force anybody to do extra peppers or spicy because, everyone to themselves, or whatever tickles your fancy. But I just suggest to have pepper in it because it gives us an added flavor. So we'll bring this to a boil. Say about 10-15 minutes. And you'll see what I do differently from others. So as the broth comes to a boil, we begin to add in our ingredients, our Ngolo, because we want them to cook well, and Bitterleaf, of course, because since it's so dry, we want it well cooked by the time the meal is ready. We also added at this time some of our Isam, and like I said, these are called periwinkles as well, and they just add a different texture and flavor to our meal. Thanks to my Calabari husband, he introduced me to these added, titillating additions to the meal, and this gives us extra flavor, and extra taste. Okay. Now at this time also I'll add in my bitter leaf, and like I said before, I do not stir it at this time because we don't want it to get bitter. That's what its old wives' tale says. So we'll let it come to a boil again, and all this time we'll let it boil for another 15 to 20 minutes. I like to let this food, cook properly because it tastes, and the taste begin to, come up, the flavor, the smell, the aroma. Ooh, it smells so good. It smells so good already. So we can now add in our flavorings, Maggi Cube and other seasonings at this time. It's, I put in about, depending on the size of food you're making, I put in like about 5 to 4 cubes of Maggi cubes. I also have to, at this time, put it in my stockfish, which has already been pre-boiled. I wouldn't just put it there if it wasn't, because it tends to be very, very hard. So you pre-boil your stockfish before you, it's all in the prep time. And also I add in my dry fish so that we get this extraordinary flavor. All this add to the flavor of the egusi soup, the melon seed soup, and the taste as well. That's the difference of adding this to your soup and also making your soup bland. So we'll let this continue to boil. And you can taste now. Again, another masterpiece. If you're not content with your flavorings, I would add a little bit more salt, or maybe Larry seasoning, which I'm going to do now. Just a little bit, not too much, because it's looking good already. And by tomorrow, everything would have, come together to make it really look good and rich and taste good as well. So again, I just add a little bit of Larry seasoning. I'm sure some people will be shocked, but trust me, it's good. It works. It's a mucho. So do you like the color so far? I think it's really good. I think it's really, really good. And it's not too thick, it's not too watery. It's just the right consistency, because you can also, take a spoon and enjoy it like a soup as well. So it's not just soup for fufu, it's soup like you can drink during these COVID times that will sustain you and fill you up and also make you very content. And trust me, everyone in the house, especially the man in the house, will have a fun time. They will not be able to break the curfew, all the lockdowns. Okay? How do you like this so far? Looking good, right? If only you could smell it. If only you could taste it. We're gonna let this boil a little bit more, and we'll come back to add our last ingredients. This is one of the easiest food to make. It's made of cassava, really, and this is what we call white gari. So there is the other kind, which is yellow. That's made with palm oil, but this one, it has no oil at all. So I like this better. It has a sour kind of taste that makes it go very well with the soup, any kind of soup. Up to 5 minutes there, and we're done. We're ready to chow down. We got eba. Today we're using eba. Last time we used fufu, pounded yam. Maybe next time we'll do plantain flour with our next soup. You're alright, and tell me what you want to hear. Want me to cook next time. Can you see the beautiful green against that yellow melon soup color? Everything looking salivating here. Everything looking so fresh and fresh and clean. So fresh and clean. And people say, why did you start off with the stock water instead of frying like everybody else does? I've noticed, I've done it both ways, and I notice I keep struggling to keep the bottom from burning when I fry. But when I start with my meat water, I have no problems at all, and I never have to add water again to the soup. The first time I added I put in the meat water and just a little bit of water. It took me all the way here, because the other ingredients brought out the liquid, and that's even more sumptuous, more tasty than me adding water as we go along. That's the secret of cooking with your meat water first, or your meat broth first, instead of frying. And again, who wants to fry all the time? It's healthy this way. Trust me. Trust Unveiling Africa, Kristen Dakar. You will never go the other way again. You will never go back to fry. But you know what? Do you? I don't even. That's how we roll. So, the food is almost ready. For our taste master again, is still around, and it's still ready to taste again. So, my dears, let's go to the table. So we're done. In less than 45 minutes, we have our soup all set to go, ready to eat, smelling with this aroma, this sumptuous aroma. And I tell you, I tasted it, it's to die for. but it's not going to be left to me. It's not my opinion only. I'm going to call the taster of the house. One and only Mr. Dame Bodina McCary, Chief Taster. Hi again. He's still here. He's still salivating and eating all this wonderful food. Is it looking good?
Yeah.
Look at there. So help yourself. Tell me what you think.
Wow.
What do you think of this sumptuous looking dinner?
It's wonderful.
You want me to serve? I'll serve you.
It's okay.
See? No one can say I'm not taking care of my husband. Let's start with this. He's gonna have some more later. He's just trying to be a gentleman. I know he's gonna rock this whole thing down.
Just put it
So
on.
go ahead. You want to? Oh, you really want to? Okay, go ahead.
Just,
Yourself.
well,
So we have all the delicious things you can have and you can think of. Oxtail, which is premium meat these days. Cow foot. Stockfish, another premium fish. Regular roasted fish. Beef. I know the vegetarians are killing me right there. But you know what? For us meat eaters, this is heaven.
wow, this is rich.
Thank you.
But
and
like
don't
this-
forget we have a Isam, Ngolo, Crayfish,
Crustacean.
Crustacean.
Very nice. From the Niger Delta.
Use an added texture.
Wow. Like
So
this.
you're constantly swallowing something. Character.
So it's chewy.
Chew.
Chewy.
Chew.
Like they say, the taste of the Egusi soup
It's in the
is in the eating.
it.
Swallow.
And it's swallowing.
Particular this what do you call it? Lockdown time.
COVID-19 days.
Yes.
Under quarantine.
But before I taste, the appearance is excellent. It looks very good,
Thank you.
and it appears to be certified by what they call the Food and Drug Administration (FDA), and is fit for consumption and nourishment.
Tell them.
You got it.
We did it again. See, this is how we roll during these quarantine times. We are having so much fun. We're still praying for those who are not feeling so well, and we wish them speedy recovery and hopefully no more quarantine, no more COVID-19.
At all.
We're gonna bring this thing and send it out of town. Bring this thing out home and send it out of town.
Nice and warm. This is what you need during this lockdown situation.
And we're gonna make more dishes. We're gonna make some American
But
dishes.
in Africa, you are too much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Great job.
That's the man behind
There you go.
the whole mystery
Thank you.
of West Africa. You're welcome. Go ahead. He wants to go devour it by himself. Thank you for watching me and for following me through the steps of making my egusi soup. I hope you all had fun like I did. And check me out on my Instagram or social media handles and leave all messages and all comments you feel like. I thank you for the previous show. I had such wonderful rating reviews, and I thank you again. I hope you'll have a wonderful time enjoying this. Subscribe, please subscribe, and let me know what other things you want me to prepare for you. We can even do continental dishes, American dishes, Asian dishes.